So I thought I would try something a little different today and start doing a games news roundup. If all goes well, I may start doing this as a regular thing to help inform everybody what is going on in video games. But instead of hearing me ramble, let's get right into this. Platinum Games' Nintendo exclusive Astral Chains is planned to be a trilogy, but only if it sells well. During an interview, the director of Astral Chains, Takisa Toro, I'm hoping I pronounced that right, was asked if we can expect extra content after the release, and he said, "There are currently no plans to release extras for Astral Chain. This is different for the game's story. We make the game trilogy, and this is the first part of that trilogy. If the game sells well, then we may see how the game story of the series continues." It's no secret that I like Platinum Games, and I do believe they made one of the best JRPG games ever made in Nier Automata, but this news does make me worry a bit because even though I like Platinum Games a lot, they make great games, but they oftentimes are not big-time sellers. As long as Astral Chains can be a standalone product though, that isn't a big deal. Just don't end it on some kind of cliffhanger, that's all I'm saying. More so, I just hope Astral Chains is a good game and sells well enough to get its planned sequel. Either way, I plan on buying it, which is releasing on August 30th. Also, Super Mario Maker 2 is releasing this Friday, and reviews is starting to come out today. To nobody's surprise, it is proving to be a critical darling and better than the first Super Mario Maker. Super Mario Maker 2 does have a story mode which is apparently quite good and a little different from previous Mario games. It also seemingly has improved on the original creator's tools by giving you a plethora of options you didn't have in the original. So if you're excited for Super Mario Maker 2, go check it out this Friday. Speaking of reviews, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night has not been received very well by many Nintendo Switch users due to several performance issues. Now, I actually reviewed Bloodstained just a few days ago for the Xbox One X, and I can personally say that this is a great game if you like Metroidvania games. But this is a little disappointing for Switch fans, I'm sure. I personally think this type of game fits really well with the Switch, so I hope they do get this fixed soon, and Koji Igarashi seems set to do just that. Igarashi went on to say, "We have been listening to the feedback regarding Switch performance. Our goal is for everyone, regardless of platform, to be able to enjoy the game and have it run smoothly. We want to live up to your and our expectations. To address the concern brought up by the community, we are immediately shifting resources to improve performance and stability for the Switch. You can expect a number of small updates that will improve different areas of the game rather than waiting longer for one big update. We will have more details as we dive into the work." So it does look like they're planning on fixing it, but I did find it odd that the Switch version released a week after the other versions though, and I'm starting to understand why now. I do believe they had to know they were releasing a somewhat broken product, but like I said, hopefully all goes well in the long run because Bloodstained really is a good game, and Switch owners deserve to be able to play it without all the issues. I do have a lot of confidence in Igarashi and his team though, and I do believe they will get it fixed. The question will be how long rather than when. Now this next topic is a bit interesting because, I really wasn't expecting it, but Glenn Schofield, which developed the Dead Space games, joined PUBG and has his own studio now by the name of Striking Distance. He's apparently set to work on a single-player PUBG. I never really even thought about single-player PUBG, to be honest. It's a military game, but I'm not going to rule out it working out for them. PUBG was a massive hit when it first came out, and really kickstarted this entire battle royale genre, so I think a lot of people would check out a single-player component for PUBG. Glenn Schofield has a pretty good resume as well, so it might be something worth keeping an eye out for. Now for me personally, I don't think every game really needs a single player component, just as I don't think every game needs multiplayer either. For me, I will always play something as long as it's good, but when it comes to multiplayer specific games, they often do have backstories told through lore, such as Overwatch or Dota 2, but in PUBG, I never really thought about the universe. What could they really sell us on that would be exclusive to the PUBG universe? To me, this is more about the name itself though, because the name PUBG does carry some weight to it, and it could help it become a success. In other news, Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo joins forces to try and put a stop to the tariff on China. Now, usually I don't like getting involved with politics, and I'm not really going to say too much about this, but this is rather important to gamers, and I'll explain why. All three, Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo, makes a lot of their consoles in China, and in fact, it looks like it's 96% of all consoles is manufactured in China. And well, that's because it's cheap. But right now, tariffs are set to raise by up to 25%, which can negatively impact the console's main manufacturing method. So in other words, the price of the consoles would rise. And with next generation looming, we could be looking at $600 consoles rather than $500, which I do believe will be the price under current conditions. I don't think Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo will be able to stop this from happening, but we'll just kind of have to wait and see on this one. Another topic that I found interesting was that Square Enix has talked about reviving old popular franchises. While being interviewed, CEO Yosuke Matsuda said, "If it's a popular series, we want to revive the whole series regardless of what the profitability looks like on individual titles. We'd rather put the entire series out there so it can be played again." Now, obviously, we have been getting plenty of these re-releases such as the Mana Collection, Final Fantasy 8, 9, 12, and so on, but I think the much more exciting thing would be, what about remakes such as Final Fantasy 7? Can we expect other games like that? And Matsuda did respond to this question saying, "Remakes are harder, more challenging than you might think. Just by nature of being a remake, it means that there was an original, and I believe that you have to be able to surpass the original. It's not enough just to do straight reprints of the old ones because you also want to get new fans to be able to enjoy it. There are the old fans who know the old games, and at the same time, you want new people to enjoy it. I think you really need to achieve both of these things, and that's why I say it's quite challenging." Now for me, my main question would be, what game would they remake? And I think it would have to be Chrono Trigger. Chrono Trigger is consistently viewed as one of, if not the best JRPG game ever made, and I think an announcement for a Chrono Trigger remake would be almost as big as the Final Fantasy VII remake itself. I mean, I think I could really imagine Chrono Trigger being remade with an art style similar to Dragon Quest. So I really do hope this one happens, but of course there is other games that could happen, such as Xenogears, Parasite Eve, or they could stick with the Final Fantasy franchise, and there's nothing wrong with that. Final Fantasy VI Remake would be pretty amazing, just saying. The last topic that I wanted to briefly discuss is that there is apparently going to be a Nintendo Direct tomorrow for Pokemon. Now hold your breath for a moment and let me finish. This isn't Pokemon Sword and Shield, but rather it's Pokemon Masters, which is a new mobile game expected to release sometime later this year. Not much is known so far about Pokemon Masters, other than you will fight side by side with memorable trainers such as Misty and Brock from the anime. I'm not really expecting too much from this one, but it will be talked about tomorrow on the 27th. Well, that's it for this news roundup, but let me know what your thoughts are on any of this, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Peace out.